Late one night, scrolling through my phone, I stumbled upon an anonymous post. My sister-in-law is in love with me. Should I be with her? It had barely been online for 30 minutes, yet the comment section was already chaotic, flooded with over 1,000 replies. One user called it out. Another attention-grabbing post. Are you really using this incest-light angle to get karma? Does she even know you're talking about her like this? The poster shot back instantly. Talking about her? After the way she acts around me? What way? Seducing you, someone asked. Not exactly seducing. But she warms my milk every morning, takes me out to dinner after work, and comforts me whenever I fight with my brother. My brother's out of town for a few days, so I've been dressing lighter. And it's working. After dinner tonight, she went straight to her room. She's afraid that if we're alone, she won't be able to control herself. Besides, I'm younger, in better shape, and I know how to treat a woman. If she'd met me first, my brother wouldn't have stood a chance. The comment section went silent for a moment, filled with ellipses. I don't know about her feelings, but you clearly have a huge crush on her. OP, maybe see a therapist. Sounds like she's just being kind to you, like you're her little brother. You guys don't believe me? The poster's frustration was obvious. Fine, I'm going to ask her right now. I was curled up in bed, both horrified and entertained by the online drama. Then there was a knock at my door.
Maya?
Are you awake? My brother-in-law's voice drifted through the wood. I glanced at my phone, then at the door, but didn't move. A new notification popped up from the post. I think she's asleep. The digital crowd had a field day. OP chickened out, didn't he? Go to bed, dude. She only has eyes for your brother. Seriously, OP, get help. How did you know she's a doctor? Maybe I should book an appointment, see her more often. Maybe she'll finally admit her feelings for me. I froze. That had to be Ethan. And the sister-in-law he was talking about, it was me. My heart raced as I read his next update. She's definitely awake. I heard her move. She's just too shy to open the door. The comments exploded again. Self-delusion is strong with this one. OP, record it. We need to see her reaction. Ethan replied, no, she's shy. Can't do that. Shy or scared. She's beautiful, even embarrassed. At the wedding, my brother kissed her on the cheek, and she was speechless. Adorable. I'm not the coward. My brother is. I would have kissed her lips. They look so kissable. I pressed my face into my hands. Ethan, usually so normal, was sounding completely unhinged. OP, is your brother not good to you? He's great. But she's better. My stomach hurt last week, and she made me soup, stayed with me. And then, my brother came home, and she went to care for him. But I get it. She has to play the part in front of my brother. I'll earn my place. I couldn't believe what I was reading. That soup was meant for Leo. He had to work late, so I gave it to Ethan instead. I couldn't resist. I typed a comment. Maybe she just sees you as a little brother? No way. She cares about me. It rained today, and she texted me to bring an umbrella. That text had gone to the whole family group chat. I heard movement outside my door. Ethan must have sat down against it. Another update. If she doesn't like me, why has she been avoiding me? She won't meet my eyes. Eye contact is like a spiritual kiss. She must want to kiss me, but is afraid. Maybe she's hiding something, one user commented. But about those lighter outfits, what exactly did you wear? A lacy butler costume, Ethan replied. My face burned. Images of the past few days flashed in my mind. Sheer shirts, cutouts, pearl chains. I hadn't just avoided eye contact. I'd wanted to scream. A comment captured my thoughts. Dude, you're terrifying her. Ethan refused to see it. No, she looks at me differently. I've decided. Tomorrow I'll tell her how I feel. Love is something you fight for. While my brother's away, I'll make her mine. The comments were frantic. Don't do it. She doesn't feel that way. OP, get therapy before confessing. Your brother will kill you. Ethan, she's worth it. I took a deep breath and typed one final warning. Don't. You might lose your family if you do. Just then, Leo's video call popped up. Outside, I heard Ethan scramble to his feet, leaving a final hurried post. Gotta go. My brother's calling to check on his wife. So annoying. I waited until I was certain Ethan had left before answering Leo's call. His face filled the screen, sharp and magnetic, a striking contrast to Ethan's more boyish charm. Leo's presence had always left me breathless, Ever since that friend's wedding 3 years ago, when I had boldly walked up and asked for his number. "Why did you take so long to pick up?" he asked, his low, smooth voice vibrating through the phone. I bit back the urge to tell him about Ethan's delusions. This wasn't about protecting him, it was about keeping Leo from flying home in a rage. "I was asleep," I lied. He studied me for a moment, eyes piercing. "Really?" Emitum. His expression softened slightly. "The project isn't going as smoothly as I hoped. I might be here a few extra days." "It's fine," I said, forcing a small smile. Avoiding Ethan was going to require some serious effort. "Ethan hasn't been bothering you, has he?" he asked casually. I kept my face neutral and fingers tight around the phone. "He's quiet. Though he does like changing clothes a lot." Leo's laugh came softly. "He better keep it that way. But still stay careful," he added. "He's an adult now." "I will," I assured him quickly. A raised eyebrow, a hint of surprise in his gaze. "You're being unusually cooperative this time." I looked away, unable to explain, because I just discovered your brother is utterly obsessed with me. "Didn't you used to say he's a kid?" he pressed. "He's 22, I muttered. My ears burned remembering how my kindness had been twisted. After a thoughtful pause, he said simply, "Lock your door." After we hung up, I checked the post again. Ethan had added another update. "Tomorrow, candlelight dinner. Once she's impressed, I'll tell her everything." The comments were frantic. "Calm down, OP. She's not going to feel the way you think." Ethan shot back. "She's too good to me. There's no way she'll refuse." I shut my phone off. Distance alone was no longer enough. 5 in the morning. The sun hadn't risen. I crept from my bedroom, shoes in hand, holding my breath past Ethan's door. Relief flooded me once the front door clicked softly behind me. After a long surgery, I checked the post. Ethan had been active since 7 a.m. "My sister-in-law is gone. No warm milk this morning. My brother must have said something to her. I can't give up. I need to save her from him." The comment section erupted. "Opie, have you considered she's just being polite? The milk, the dinners, the comfort. None of it means she's special to you. You're deluded. Why delete my comment, Opie? You can't save someone who doesn't want saving. Stop reasoning with him. He's hopeless. Let his brother handle him." I rubbed my temples and closed the tab. By 7 p.m., another update appeared, a photo of a dining table draped in white, candles lit, steak on the plates, rose petals scattered elegantly. "Candlelight dinner is ready. Just waiting for my angel to come home. She'll be so moved." The comments were relentless. "He's actually doing it? I bet she turns you down. I raise you. Your brother will be home before you finish and rearrange your face." Ethan's reply was confident. "She won't say no. My brother wants the best for her, and I'm the best." "Does your brother know you think that? Does your sister-in-law know you think that?" I silently upvoted that last comment. Hours passed. The charge nurse finally reminded me my shift was over. When I returned home, the lights were still on. Ethan sat at the table, glancing toward the door every few minutes. I left again, heading to a 24-hour CVS, wandering the aisles until 11:30, hoping he'd given up. When I returned, only a small nightlight glowed. Ethan slept on the sofa, a bouquet of roses at his side. The steak was cold, the candles burned down to melted stubs. Quietly, I cleared the table, scraping the food into the trash, and tossed the roses and the card with them. After returning to my room, I left the house again before dawn, walking down the empty streets, feeling like a fugitive. The next morning, I received a text from Ethan. "Maya, did you come home last night?" I paused while updating my notes and replied casually, "What's up?" The typing bubbles lingered for what felt like forever before he finally answered with a curt, "Nothing." His cold tone was oddly reassuring. Coming home late had been my way of saying this isn't happening, and clearing up his elaborate setup while he slept had been my way of signaling we should pretend it never occurred. Ethan was clever. He had to understand the message. I reopened the post and froze. Ethan had gone on a posting spree. WTF. The candlelight dinner vanished. I fell asleep in the living room waiting, and when I woke up, it was all gone. Cleaned up. I didn't see her, just a ghost. I asked if she came home, but no answer. The comment section exploded with laughing emojis. "Maybe you cleaned it up in your sleep?" "She came home, saw it, and got rid of it herself. Seems like she's rejecting you gently." I silently upvoted that last one. Ethan responded uncertain. "Really? But if she knows how I feel, Why won't she say something? I thought we both felt the same. The replies were brutal. Are you projecting? The person she loves is your brother, not you. Ethan fired back, defensive. You don't know anything. My brother tricked her into marrying him. She doesn't actually love him. Curious, the users pressed. He continued. My brother noticed her at a wedding years ago. He pursued her, dressed perfectly, calculated every move. One time she got drunk, and I encouraged my brother to loosen his shirt while taking care of her. With his charm, who wouldn't be flustered? She practically threw herself at him. Another time, he tried buying her a purse. I suggested surgical scalpels instead. She loved them. The next day, she said yes to his proposal. There's nothing genuine between them. I'm different. My feelings for her are real. The comment section erupted in disbelief. So you orchestrated your brother's entire courtship? If you liked her so much, why push her toward your brother? Ethan snapped. I hadn't even met her then. My brother kept her from me like I was a thief. Had I met her first, we'd probably have kids by now. One commenter hit the mark. Your brother probably anticipated this. That's why he kept you apart, same taste in women. He knew you'd try to steal her. Suddenly, everything clicked. Leo's careful distance made sense. He had been protecting me from Ethan's obsession all along. My supposed first encounter at the wedding had been only the beginning. Leo had been aware of me long before and had intentionally drawn me in. The memory of that night stung. I had been drunk, under his careful watch, his shirt slightly open, breathing steady but charged. I had thought I initiated things, but every subtle reaction of his had been deliberate, teasing, and perfectly measured. I should have been angry. Instead, I felt a flush of warmth. To think he had been the one to fall first. Lost in thought, I saw Ethan's latest post. My brother's coming back soon. I'm laying my cards on the table first. I'm a pro at winning hearts. I immediately closed the page and texted Leo. When did we first meet? And get home soon. Someone's trying to ruin things. The next day at noon, as I stepped out of the exam room, Ethan was there, blocking the hallway. Dark circles shadowed his eyes, his expression pitiful. Maya, have you been avoiding me? I exhaled silently. The confrontation I dreaded had arrived. Ethan, the flowers and the card, you need to know. I threw them away. That should tell you everything. I tried to sidestep him, but his grip on my wrist was surprisingly firm. I have something to say. He pulled me into a deserted stairwell, the heavy door clicking behind us, cutting off the rest of the hospital. I interrupted quickly. Ethan, I've always seen you as my little brother. His eyes sparkled with misinterpretation. Really? Even closer than with Leo? I opened my mouth, stunned, but he continued without waiting. Maya, I know you like me too. You're shy, worried what others think, that's why you keep running. But I can't wait any longer. I have to make the first move. I like you. I've liked you for a long time. His cheeks burned crimson, his words fumbling, like a boy experiencing his first crush. Ethan, I said gently, you're mistaken. I only feel familial affection for you. Nothing more. The color drained from his face. Is it because of Leo? Did he tell you to say that? He's so cold and manipulative. He doesn't deserve you. He went on, listing every imagined flaw in Leo, growing increasingly agitated. I listened until he ran out of steam. It's not about him. You can't force feelings. I don't have romantic feelings for you. You're a good man, and you'll find someone right for you. Tears welled up in his eyes and fell freely. My chest ached. Don't cry, Ethan. Then, in a shocking moment, he grabbed my hand and tried to press it against the black lace lingerie wrapped around his waist. His voice choked. Just touch it, Maya. My body, it's better than my brother's. Please give me a chance. I froze, horrified, fingers inches from the fabric. A cold, sharp voice cut through the tension. What the hell are you two doing? It was Leo. He stood a few feet away, eyes fixed on Ethan's hand holding mine. Let her go, he commanded. Ethan didn't budge. If anything, his grip tightened. No. She's mine. Ethan, do you have no shame? Leo's voice was low and dangerous, veins pulsing at his temple. I have no shame? Ethan repeated, incredulous. You're the boring one. Maya likes lace. Did you even know that? What's wrong with me wearing it for her? I buried my face in my hands. How did Ethan know every detail of my preferences? You're the other man. Leo snapped. What other man? Don't be crude. Leo stepped closer, his presence overwhelming. You think my words are crude? You're holding my wife's hand, dressed like that, and that's the problem? Ethan's eyes were red, his reasoning unraveling. If Maya didn't like me, would I even have a chance? If it bothers you so much, just divorce her. Then I wouldn't be the other man, right? A strange pride crept into his voice. Being the other man proves my charm. If she chooses me, then you're the one who came second, right, bro? Ethan. Leo's tone was sharp as a whip. Shut your mouth, fix your clothes, and go home. Ethan flinched but still mumbled. What are you shouting about? I'm just trying to have a reasonable discussion. Before he could continue, Leo yanked him back, sending him stumbling against the wall. Without a glance back, Leo took my hand and led me toward the rooftop access. Ethan's voice called after us, desperate. Maya, think about it. On the rooftop, I smoothed Leo's hair. How did you get back so fast? He buried his face in my shoulder. I saw your text about someone trying to wreck things. How could I stay away? I wasn't going to risk losing you. Sighing, I admitted. I don't know what's gotten into him. He's been acting strange ever since you left. Leo shook his head. This isn't new. That kid has had bad intentions for a long time. He was fine in college until we married. Then he insisted on moving in with us. He wanted to get close to you, to take advantage when I wasn't around. He's always been like that, he continued. From childhood, whatever I liked, he had to have too. From dating to marriage, I kept him away from you. I let my guard down thinking he understood boundaries. I never imagined he'd try this while I was gone. He pressed his face into my neck. Thank God, he didn't succeed. I squeezed his hand. He laced his fingers with mine, grip firm. Our parents died young. It's always been just us. I can give him anything else, but not you. You're the one thing I can't let go of. I know, I whispered. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. After a moment, he asked, his voice tinged with jealousy. Can I ask you something? Of course, I said. His eyes darted before meeting mine, faint blush coloring his ears. Do you really like lace? I flushed. We'd been married 2 years, and our intimacy was excellent. But that? I'd never voiced it aloud. My silence was answer enough. Leo's breath deepened, voice laced with disbelief. How would he know that? You've never told me. I admitted quietly. Maybe when he wore those ridiculous outfits the last few days. I couldn't help staring at the lace ones a little too long. He laughed, humorless. All week. I nodded. I'm going to kill him, he muttered. Changing the subject, I asked, when did we really first meet? He shifted, then sheepishly said, at the hospital, when you were an intern. I blinked. I had food poisoning and came to the ER, he explained. You examined me. I was in so much pain. I finished for him and threw up all over him. Leo's ears turned red. Later, I found out a colleague's fiancé worked in your department. I knew you'd be at her wedding, so I manufactured a chance encounter. So, you really were just trying to impress me? I smiled. He pulled me close, chin resting atop my head. How else was I supposed to marry you without a little scheming? That evening, Leo prepared an incredible meal, but set the table for two. Ethan sat on the sofa, his expression darkening. Leo, where's my plate? Leo placed a piece of pork in front of me, not looking at him. Do you deserve one? That's not fair. Ethan jumped up. I focused on my food, ignoring the sibling showdown. Leo finally glanced at him. Sit down and be quiet or go to your room. Ethan's eyes pleaded with me. Maya, say something. I set my chopsticks down and met his gaze. Ethan, listen to your brother. The light in his eyes dimmed. Leo smirked. You're moving out tomorrow. Stop harassing your sister-in-law. Ethan's disbelief was palpable. You're really choosing this old man over me? I nodded silently. He grew red, muttering, Fine, I'll go. I won't get in your way. He stormed to his room, returned with a suitcase less than 10 minutes later, hesitated at the dining table, then slammed the front door behind him. Silence fell over the apartment. I stared at the still vibrating door and sighed. It's for the best. He needs to cool off, Leo said, placing a piece of fish on my plate.
Eat.
By midnight, Ethan hadn't returned. Though Leo seemed unconcerned, I couldn't resist checking the post. Ethan's latest updates were desperate. I was confessing my love when my brother showed up. He pulled me away and yelled. She chose him. My heart is broken. He must have begged her not to leave. Such a manipulator. I've run away, sitting on the front steps. They're so cruel. Commenters mocked him. Opie, front steps? That's your running away? He's your legal guardian, right? Survived this without a punch. Brotherly love. Are your parents gone? Maybe you transferred a maternal attachment to your sister-in-law. Ethan replied hesitantly. Maybe. I just thought she was amazing. I set my phone down and peeked out the curtain. Under the streetlight, he sat alone, knees to chest, head down, a small, lonely figure in the dark. I was still thinking about the comment on Oedipus complexes when strong arms circled my waist. Leo's jealous whisper brushed my ear. Don't look at him. Look at me. He gently turned my head and closed the curtain, blocking the view outside. I noticed then that he'd changed into a semi-sheer black shirt, the faint outline of his chest showing beneath the fabric.
My throat went dry.
He took my hand and guided it to his shirt buttons one by one, slowly revealing the delicate black lace underneath that traced the contours of his chest and stomach. Still want to look at anyone else? He murmured, voice low and husky. I shook my head, fingertips brushing the lace unconsciously. Desire sparked in his eyes. He lifted me and carried me to the bed, and in the middle of our intimate rhythm, he asked, breathless, me or Ethan? Who has the better body? You, of course, it's you, I whispered. He slowed slightly, asking again, do you love me? I love you, I said, voice soft. A brilliant light shone in his eyes. He kissed me deeply, tenderness in every movement. Morning sunlight spilled into the room. I heard a faint shuffle by the front door. Leo was already awake, watching me. He's still out there, he said quietly. Sat all night. Won't come home. Should I get him? I asked tentatively. He shook his head and drew me into his arms, holding me tightly. Seeing how passionately he chased you, it scared me. I rubbed his back gently. He's young, energetic, charming, Leo continued, voice low. And I'm 5 years older. I don't know how to be sweet. I had to scheme just to get your attention. I cupped his face. It was adorable. Catching my eye at the wedding, unbuttoning your shirt to care for me when I was drunk, giving me the scalpels. I loved it all.
His ears flushed.
You knew about all that? I nodded. Those little schemes didn't feel manipulative. They showed me a sincere man, using the clumsiest, most endearing ways to show love. A small smile appeared on his lips. I've always taken care of Ethan, been the strong, reliable older brother. But with you, I always feel like I fall short. I kissed the corner of his mouth. You don't have to compare yourself. I love all of you, your schemes, your insecurities, everything. His eyes misted. After a long pause, he said softly, go see Ethan. He needs someone to pull him out of this. I blinked. As much as it's exhausting being his brother sometimes, I can't just leave him. I pulled on a robe and opened the door. Ethan leaned against the frame, eyes red and raw. Maya, he started. Come in, I said, stepping aside. He dragged his suitcase inside. Leo stood in the living room, holding a glass of water. The moment the brothers made eye contact, the air seemed to freeze. I cleared my throat and gestured for them to sit. I saw the posts, I began. Ethan's face panicked. Leo frowned. What posts? I handed over my phone. As Ethan scrolled, his expression darkened. When he reached the part describing me as shy with soft, kissable lips, Leo laughed coldly. You really think your sister-in-law would fall for a brat like you? Leo said, tossing the phone on the table. She couldn't even stand those outfits you wore. That's because she was flustered. Why else would she warm my milk every day? Sit with me when my stomach hurt. Ethan shot back. Because of me, Leo said firmly. If I weren't your brother, she wouldn't give you the time of day. That's not true. Ethan, I interjected, she was being kind because you're my husband's brother. Ethan's face turned away, stubborn, eyes red. Leo was about to continue scolding him when his gaze landed on one of the comments, the one about the Oedipus complex. Ethan's gaze fell on the comment, and the color drained from his face. Leo exhaled deeply, his voice softening. You were only 10 when Mom and Dad passed. At that age, you need guidance, but I was buried in school, and I failed to give you the emotional support you needed. Ethan turned his face away, voice muffled. I don't need pity. It's not pity, I said gently. Think about it. Are your feelings for me truly romantic, or is it that, aside from your brother, I've been the only woman showing you care? Ethan stayed quiet for a long moment. I just like you, he said stubbornly. Leo rubbed his temples. You've never been in a real relationship. How can you know what liking someone really means? I know, Ethan protested. My heart races when I see Maya. I want to be alone with her. Isn't that what liking someone is? Do you feel this way about anyone else? I asked. He froze, unable to answer. I pressed gently. Did it start when I took care of you during your illness? Ethan's certainty began to waver. Leo added, remember the year you were hospitalized with that terrible stomach flu? Maya stayed with you all night. She was the first person you saw when you woke up. So? Ethan replied, still defensive, though his tone softened. So you've been confusing dependency with love, Leo said firmly. You needed someone to make you feel secure. That doesn't mean you're in love with your sister-in-law. Ethan stared at his hands, silent. Leo and I exchanged a glance, deciding to give him some space. After a while, Ethan spoke quietly. So, if I find someone older than Maya, is that still an Oedipus complex? Leo's expression darkened again. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I chuckled softly. It's not about age. It's about knowing the difference between needing someone and being in love with them. Ethan nodded thoughtfully, saying nothing further. Leo rubbed his forehead in exhaustion. I'm scheduling you a session with a therapist next week. You need a professional to help you sort this out. Surprisingly, Ethan didn't argue. He simply muttered, Leo gestured toward the bathroom. Go shower and then get some rest. Ethan glanced at his wrinkled clothes and finally got up, heading toward the bathroom. He paused at the door, back to us. Leo, Maya, I'm sorry, he mumbled. Once the bathroom clicked shut, Leo let out a long sigh, his body visibly relaxing. I held his hand, noting the sweat on his palm. Finally got that stubborn mule on the right track, he murmured, relief in his voice. Then, alarm crossed his face. Wait, when he asked if someone older would count, he isn't actually thinking about finding someone, is he? I patted his hand. Let's get him through therapy first. Leo sighed, pulling me into his arms. Raising a little brother is way harder than running a company. A week later, Ethan attended his first therapy session as planned. After several appointments, his behavior improved noticeably. The anonymous post disappeared quietly. He no longer stared at me constantly and could act normally around us. One day, he pushed a box toward Leo. Here. You can have this. Don't let it go to waste. Leo opened it to find all the lacy outfits and leather harnesses. His face darkened immediately. Why did you keep these? I spent good money. They're brand new. Ethan shrugged. You're getting older. If your stamina isn't what it used to be, maybe try something new. Leo sprang to his feet, furious. I quickly put a hand on his arm. Ethan, I said patiently, you should probably get rid of this. Ethan only smiled and tucked the box into a corner. The next day, he told us he planned to travel. I'm going backpacking in Europe. Maybe for 3 months. Leo frowned but eventually said only, be safe. Keep in touch. Before leaving, Ethan hugged each of us. When it was my turn, he whispered, Hey, Maya, if you ever get divorced, let me know. Leo shot daggers at him, but Ethan just laughed, holding his hands up in surrender. I'm kidding. He walked toward security, confident and light-footed. Back home, I noticed Leo's eyes kept darting toward the box in the corner. That night, he finally brought it up. So, should we try it? He quickly corrected himself. Forget it. How about I buy you something new tomorrow? I smiled. Okay. Anything, as long as it's with you.